respond to his comment that racial colorblind policies put racial minorities at a disadvantage. Colorblind seniority systems tend to protect white workers. Okay, so to respond to you can't cure discrimination with discrimination. The problem with this is that they're two very different things. It's grounded in prejudice and exclusion, whereas affirmative action is an effort to overcome prejudicial treatment through inclusion. The most effective way to cure society of exclusionary practices is to make special efforts at inclusion, which is exactly what affirmative action does. And also, he says that it undermines the self-esteem of women and racial minorities. And although it may have this effect in some cases, interview studies and public opinion surveys suggest that such reactions are rare. For instance, a Gallup poll asked African Americans and white women whether they had ever felt others question their abilities because of affirmative action. This is from a Roper Center for Public Opinion. And nearly 90% of respondents said no, which is understandable. And after all, white men who have traditionally benefited from Prop 209 do not feel hampered by self-doubt or a loss in self-esteem. In many cases, affirmative action may actually raise the self-esteem of women and minorities by providing them with employment and opportunities for advancement. There's also evidence that affirmative action policies increase organizational commitment among beneficiaries. Affirmative action is said to be an attempt at social engineering, but these programs have spanned a dozen differential presidential administrations, 7 Republican and 5 Democratic. Although the originating document of affirmative action was President Lyndon Johnson's executive order, the policy was significantly expanded in 1969. Okay. The 1996 ballot measure that outlawed preferential treatment for women and minorities in government programs is unconstitutional because it prohibits all affirmative action and fosters the discrimination it was supposed to eliminate. And this was said by General Jerry Brown's attorney, and he told the state Supreme Court last month of this, I think, also, the initiative bans race and sex preferences in state and local government contracting, employment, and education programs. Also, Prop 209 went into effect without significant research on the potential social and economic effects on California. In 1996 and today, much of the public dialogue over Proposition 209 has been driven by rhetoric divorced from social science research. Moreover, the state of California has not assessed the effects of these dramatic policy changes. And this is from the equalrights.org website. Also, Prop 209 closes the door to 14th Amendment race and gender conscious programs. Prop 209 goes further and prohibits programs that the U.S. Constitution allows without justification. It closes the door to race and gender conscious programs that the 14th Amendment leaves open. And the amendment requires states to provide equal protection under the law to all citizens. And this is from an article. This is said by Governor Jerry Brown in an article in the San Francisco Chronicle. Also, there's a disadvantage to racial minorities and women without compelling reasons. Ironically, by effectively disadvantaging racial minorities and women in the political process without an evident, compelling governmental reason for doing so, this Prop 209 seems to accomplish the very evil it purported to eliminate, racial and gender discrimination. This was also said by Jerry Brown in the San Francisco Chronicle.